It's Friday night, and you know what that means. Time to just get into it, folks. I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Rampage. JR, Shivani, Excalibur, and the Grand Wizard himself, Jericho Anson, on commentary. Jericho doesn't need to be on commentary anymore. It was adorable in the beginning. It was even funny in the beginning. It was even a little bit cute, as the kids might say. Now it's just fucking annoying. He's just a screeching uncle. Screeching into the void, motherfucker! But anyway, nevertheless, we have Claudio and Wheeler Yuta coming out, and they're both Ring of Honor champions for what that's worth. It is cool that they're trying to incorporate the Ring of Honor titles into AEW programming, considering that they don't have a Ring of Honor weekly television show yet. I would still say turn Dark Elevation into an hour of Ring of Honor television, but nevertheless, Claudio, he wants to perform in front of the fans. So how about next week he has an open challenge? Hey, who wants to answer it right now? I mean, the whole thing about an open challenge would be to have somebody answer it and you to be surprised and just be ready for anybody. But nevertheless, Dustin Rhodes shows up and they go back and forth about having never been world champions until Claudio got there, and Dustin wants to be world champion. He's gonna bring the best Dustin Rhodes. Okay, cool, great. Effective promo. Lexi Nair was with Ruby Soho, and Ortiz. Remember when Ruby actually meant something to this company? I mean, I know that not everybody can be featured on top and you have to rotate people in and out, and Tony Khan's just swallowed up people like he's Eric Bischoff spending Ted Turner's money in the mid to late 90s in WCW, but seriously, it's actually kind of crazy just how many people I forget are actually part of the company. I understand that there's a way to rotate people in and out, but nevertheless, Ortiz really talk fast. He shout a lot. I hope they actually incorporate Ruby a little bit more because she's very talented and had a great pop at All Out nearly a year ago. Hard to believe it's been almost a year. Private Party took on Swerve in Our Glory, Shane Swerve Strickland, and Keith Lee. AEW World Tag Title match, and this was a match that happened. Private Party, they weren't bad, but they haven't meant anything in a while. This whole, association with Andrade El Olio doesn't really mean anything. Lee uses tremendous size. Swerve hit some weird flip-out driver. 1, 2, 3, and there you go. And then a show of respect. Private Party possibly turning face. Get them away from Andrade El Olio and actually let them go back to being what they were when AEW first started, a high-energy tag team, and you might have something. Maybe you can rehabilitate them. Lexi, who's all over the goddamn place here, was with, she was with the Factory. They were playing poker. Hobbs says, I don't like poker. Boom. You were supposed to take care of Starks. QT says, my word is my bond, about 50 times. And Hobbs says, it better be, and then leaves. Great job flipping the table. That was a cool spot. And then Zach Clayton, the reality. Zach Clayton, who has been impressive on some episodes of Dark Elevation, and Dark has good size, has a good look. He knocks West Virginia, says he's going to win the FTW championship. So it's the reality. Zach Clayton against Hawk! And that was about as long as the match lasted. Bell rang, red rum, bell rang. FTW championship defended. And then the former 2.0, I think they're called 3.0. I'm not actually sure. Magic Daddy Macic, whatever the fuck, and Parker with his knife comb. They want to challenge Hook! Good on them for re-signing. They seem happy there, and they're being used, but this whole Jericho Appreciation Society thing is stupid. Lexi, again, with Billy Gunn, he's bringing friends because everybody loves the Acclaimed. And Billy Gunn's going to face off against Colton on Dynamite. And then recaps of Dragon Lee being unmasked. Because they couldn't time that shit, all we had to see recaps of it. Buddy Matthews in a standby match with Julia Hart against Serpentico. This didn't last long. Buddy Matthews basically just demolished Serpentico and beat him. JR did point out the muscular frame of Buddy. I don't know why that was funny to me. And then Miro's music plays. Big Pop. He has Malachi's mask, which is really difficult to say. And then he attacks Buddy, beats him up, stares at Julia, just a little bit like, only one woman can touch the Reamer. And then he beats up Buddy, and he wants to take out the House of Black. Him versus Malachi at All Out. 15 minutes could potentially steal the show. It's supposed to be about a 5-hour pay-per-view. So, oh boy, that's going to be something. But nevertheless, that should be interesting. Mox Well, not Mox. Actually, they don't talk about Mox yet. Mox and a Punk and a pre-tape a little bit later. Lexi Nair again with Britt, Rebel, and Jamie Hayter. My goodness. The pants were not hiding. Well, you know what I mean. They're not on the pay-per-view, so they're not going to be there. And Britt will watch the shitstorm that is Thunderstorm. Let me just say right now that if Britt and Co. interfere and actually wreck what is potentially one of the best matches AEW could have put on for their women's division, or could put on for their women's division, they ruin that. That's a big mistake. So, Jamie Hayter, again, my fucking goodness. I don't mind Britt challenging Toni Storm and maybe building back up to beat Thunder Rosa, because I don't think Thunder Rosa's losing to Toni Storm. Just don't have Britt beat Thunder Rosa. Have somebody else do it. Watch them have Jade do it, and she's a double champion. Speaking of Jade, more on that in a minute. Athena took on Penelope Ford. The match was fine. Good to see Penelope Ford back. And Kip in a box. Why is Kip Sabian in a box? Has he been paid to do that this whole time? I have nothing against Kip Sabian. I just don't understand the whole point of this. I know he had a shoulder injury, but really? This is what they've been doing with him? And then that former Eclipse, whatever the hell, the giant stunner off the goddamn top. Her spine's gonna fucking hate her. 1, 2, 3. Layla Gray and Kira Hogan attack, and then Jade comes out with a wooden sledgehammer. Well, a sledgehammer with a wooden handle that's almost as wooden as she moves, and hits the wings. Oh no, Athena's not new with wings anymore. And then hits the sledgehammer, because why don't you call my name? Because she's that bitch with the sledgehammer, and now you're not going to be able to hear that song the same way. And there you go. So, Punk, Mox pre-tape, Starks and Hobbs pre-tape, and a casino ladder match added it all out. Good, because AEW has been missing out on implementing ladder matches almost every single time. They haven't done one for a bit, but seriously, just back off on the ladder matches till next year. Just back off. Back off on it. You can do it. Is there like some contract they have where they have to use ladders all the time? I don't know. Trustbusters, Ari Daivari, Slim J, and Parker Bordeaux with Sunny Kiss against the best friends, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Trent Beretta. Quarterfinal match in the Trios tournament. Everyone do shit and ignore the ref was basically the theme for this goddamn thing. Slim J was in weird 3-count gear. I don't know why I couldn't unsee it. Danhausen curses either Slim J or Sunny Kiss. I couldn't tell. And did this weird thing where the Orange Cassidy got up on the shoulders of Trent and Taylor. Fortunately, he only weighs about 140 pounds, so he was able to do it. And while they're holding Slim J, and he does a splash 1, 2, 3. I didn't care about this match, so that's why it gets that coverage. Whatever. They advanced in the Trios tournament. And I really hope that All Out's actually going to be good. I am going to be ordering it soon. Hopefully you guys order it, because AEW, for better or worse, does deliver on their pay-per-views since they only do a few a year. They're really going to have to shore things up for Rampage, because Rampage just kind of feels like filler. They've been doing a little bit better, making a couple matches important, but something's not quite clicking. But anyway, nevertheless, there's only an hour at least, so there is that. It doesn't drag. Agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.